You were right about the Kings.
Yeah.
Dude, I was so wrong looking back at that last video, and I was like, oh, the Kings
The
suck,
Kings
dude.
suck.
And like I thought when they beat us, I was like, okay, they're still pretty good. They look bad. They lost to the Wizards tonight.
Mm.
And dude, this is my take. And I don't fully believe this because I would say everyone's given up on the plan at this point, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not giving up till I see that E. Well, you know what makes it even more believable that we could do it?
Yeah.
Like the thing that I'm like, dude, if he keeps playing like this, anything is possible. Deni, dude. Deni. Can we take a victory lap on this real quick?
Yeah, I think we have to. I think it's our right and our duty.
It's our duty. Yes.
To for anyone who's maybe here a little bit later, wasn't here for the very beginning of our takes.
Sure.
I mean, we started this about the middle of the season, and
Yeah.
I think we came together to a head and we're like, Deni is the best player on this team.
Do you think Deni's our best player?
The short answer, yes.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think we've been saying that for a little while. It started jokingly, but I think we've been saying that for a little after his shooting slump.
It was on the Rip City wrap up yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Is how they were talking about how much they love Deni as a sixth man, and I just completely disagree with that. I get so frustrated, which we'll talk about later, when I see a lot of people talking about how Shaden and Scoot aren't getting the development they need. Meanwhile, they're getting just as many minutes most of the time as a guy who's our best player. Can't wait to see Deni in that starting lineup. I think it's going to make the game so much better.
Right.
He's the best player on this team.
He's the best player on this team.
My Blazer takes, I feel, have morphed with yours.
Yeah.
So I'll say things that were my take, and I don't know if we both thought this, but I'm like, we thought this. But, dude, we were saying the beginning of the season, we said, I think by the end of the season, we're going to be saying Deni's our best player. And it was off to as rocky of a start as possible.
Totally.
Such a bad start that it genuinely has made me, like, rethink how I,
how to
evaluate
approach takes.
Yeah, for sure, dude, really. Because it's like he was truly bad. He was solid defensively and active defensively, but, like, offensively, he looked like Mario Hezonja. It was like, horrible flashbacks. Hezonja didn't work out and was awful. And watching him play was painful when he first came here. Because it was like so immediately like, this isn't the guy. And I never got to that point with Deni, but it got like somewhat close. Because it wasn't 10 games, 15 games, 20 games or whatever it was of like mediocre basketball. It was like, like this is painful.
Yeah.
But like he has gone to a complete another level. Because my take was by the end of the season, or I thought this season he was going to be a 20-point, 7 rebound, 5 assist guy. That was always a stat line I laid out for him. I thought he's going to be a very good scorer, but not quite like, elite level. But 20 points, still awesome. He's one of the best rebounding wings in the league.
Yep.
And I thought, it'd be down a little bit because he was playing with guys like Klingon, guys like DA, guys like, Tumani and Jabari even. And I thought, this is a legit ball handler too, a legit secondary playmaker. I think he's going to put up 5 assists a game. He is looking like a legit first option. But dude, the player he reminds me of, and I think I've told you this, and it sounds so insane to say because it's comparing him to maybe the greatest peak of a player all time, at least top 5 for sure. Dude, he reminds me of Miami LeBron. A poor man, let's be like completely realistic. A poor man's Miami LeBron.
Yeah.
But like the play style is so similar. It's like a lesser version of that, which is a huge compliment.
Right.
To be a poor man's prime LeBron means you're an all-star.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's putting up these because LeBron in Miami was ferocious.
Right.
It was get the rebound, attack, constant and ones. Every shot was either like a layup with contact or a dunk with contact, or he just blow by people and dunk it. Right. And we're seeing Deni do stuff like that too. Deni, to me, and I want to know what you think about this because he's not a finished product.
No.
Would you agree with that?
No, he's got ways to go. Yeah. Go ahead.
Because you're absolutely he's got a ways to go. But and that's not discounting him.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing because he's playing this well. I think he has more improvement that he will make. What is the one thing you want to see improve from Deni to take an even greater step or to continue this level of play?
Yeah. So I think what I will say is what's so nice to lean back on, or what I was so surprised by with him, is that superpower he has to get to the rim and to get contact.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, it's literally LeBron-esque, his speed combined with his strength. Like, he
Yes.
can get down the floor so quickly. He can absorb contact and not, it doesn't mess up what he's doing so effectively. And when you combine the two, it's like so hard to stop. It's just, you have to think of ways to try and get out to slow him down. And teams are trying to do that, I think, as we're getting towards the end of the year. When you talk about his shooting, because I think that's what turns you from like, this, I won't call it one trick pony because it sounds like a slander, but this kind of
One trick pony, if you're elite at it, is a good thing.
Yeah.
Some of the greatest players of all time were one trick ponies.
Exactly.
Giannis, up until this season, where he's kind of added this like pretty nasty mid range,
Yeah.
sort of a one trick pony too.
Yeah. Well, that's
fine.
That's the thing too, is like, if Giannis can do this, Deni for sure can, because I think a mid range game, a little bit of a step back.
Yes.
Like a little bit of a bag to create a jumper when maybe there is someone like a Lou Dort or like a bigger stout, a Giannis, who they decide to put on him, right? When that happens, if you can create a step back, or you can get someone up in the air and then drive to the hoop, I think his jump shot and we'll call it his bag in that sense, is something that, if that came along, then you're talking about Luka type talent. To me, there is a lot of levels Deni can get to, but like when you think about, you talked about the beginning of the season, like how unbelievably he was shooting the basketball.
Yeah.
And then you're talking about how unbelievably well he's shooting the basketball right now. It's like, you can argue that maybe he won't keep up this 50% three-point shooting clip for the rest of his career, right? But when you take his full season averages, which are probably, 37, 38% from three now. But when you talk about the fact that he was shooting like 22% for like a month at the beginning of the season, you take all those out, his true percentage is probably a lot closer to 38, 39 than it is 36.8.
Because the question is like, what would you expect him to shoot now? You wouldn't expect him to shoot 36.8.
No.
You expect him to shoot like 40%. So that's kind of how you want it. Yeah.
It's much closer to this past month of greatness than it is to that first month of pure terrible shooting that he had, and that he kind of opened the door with.
I know we're comparing him to LeBron and Luka, which if you're a non-Blazer fan and you haven't watched him on, you're going to see us and be like, these guys are out of their goddamn mind. But dude, he's not just dropping 30-point triple doubles. He's not just doing that, but there is a difference when you watch a guy have a 30-point triple double and it feels like magic. It feels like, oh my God, like this is something that I can't imagine it being replicated.
Yeah.
And then you see Deni and you watch him play full game, you go, oh, that was a standard Deni game. Like that felt great. And it's a 35, 12, and 10.
It was 12 layups, 3 3-pointers, and 7 free throws.
That's exactly right. That's 100% right. Where it's like all of a sudden this feels casual.
Yeah.
And that's to me, that's what is the most encouraging thing, is that it's not feeling, because I've seen guys go on amazing runs and where each game feels like a miracle.
Yeah.
This feels so like he has reached a point that he's not going to go back from. Like, obviously, he's probably going to go back a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he's going to be a 35, 12, and 10 guy next year.
Yeah.
But, dude, he could be like a 25, 7, and 4 guy. Can I say the things that I think he needs to improve on to get to that point?
Yeah.
Because here are the two things. Because I completely agree with the mid-range game. I think that's huge. So it's not just the mid-range game. The most important move he can develop that I think is more important is kind of like crossover, step back mid-range or anything like that, which is huge. I'm not downplaying that. That would be awesome and massive.
Yeah.
But dude, he needs a floater.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
He needs a floater. And it's like, I like it because it's a little more, because adding like a diverse mid-range game is kind of complicated.
It's a lot.
But also maybe a floater is too, because I've watched Westbrook his whole career, who I can't think of a player who would benefit more from a consistent floater, and he has never developed it.
Yeah.
So, and it's a tough shot. I mean, obviously,
you know why I think it might be tough for because you bring up Westbrook too, is that speed that they go at is probably, it just makes it so hard to
100%.
Because it's like we talk about Scoot and like his change of speed, like his game really does like bank on a floater. With Deni, he's going so hard at the hoop every time that there's not really time for a floater, right?
That is exactly right. That is 100%. I think that could be humongous because it would make the defense question. It would improve his driving too, because they're going to have to start playing him more honestly and coming out a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
you can like, oh, no, never mind, going around.
Yep.
Like going through you, actually. Didn't he runs through people like a truck?
Yeah.
But the thing that he needs to improve on that I think is as much as I love Deni, it's a genuine negative, and I think you'll agree with this, but dude, the turnovers are egregious.
For sure.
They're egregious.
For sure.
And what's crazy to me is that a lot of them happen in transition.
Yeah.
When he gets a rebound, starts pushing the ball in transition, which is where he scores. Like that's where he is best. And if he's able to take those moments, which, dude, like he had 7 turnovers last night.
Yeah.
It was an amazing game, but he had 7 turnovers. And if he is able to control that, not in just transition, which would greatly like help him and even push him more forward to be an elite transition player. Because it feels like there's 3 plays a game where he's in transition that he kind of just throws away.
Yeah.
So like that's 6 points, 4 to 6 points on the table that he just leaves because of some like really, I would say, gutsy passes he goes for.
For sure.
And he's like the worst lob thrower ever.
Sometimes he'll throw shade in these ones that like even Shaden's like looking up like the fuck is going
like, dude, what the fuck are you doing right now? Yeah, you're 100% right. Because I didn't watch that much Deni with the Wizards. I definitely knew who he was. It was someone that I was so excited when we got him. Because I was like, I knew he was the one guy in the Wizards. I'd watch his 40-point game. He was like the sole bright spot. Yeah. So I was like, what the hell is going on? We just got Deni? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I thought it was so funny. It's one of those trades I remember where I was. Because I was like, this is going to be big. I remember too. Yeah. I was like, I think this is a potential like new like franchise cornerstone. Not like, I didn't think like star player, but like I thought we just got what we always hoped Batum would be. Yeah. Which is kind of what it turned out to be.
Well, the reason I remember it was because I didn't really know who Deni was.
Yeah.
I wasn't well versed in Wizards basketball, but
yeah.
But I remember the timing of it being like a week before the draft or something.
Was it a week or was it?
It was like
you're probably
maybe
right.
Like
honestly,
a day before the draft. Does that sound?
Yeah, it was
right?
definitely
It was like just before the draft.
You're right. Yeah, you're absolutely
in
right.
terms of NBA time, right? We'll call it just before the draft, and we're really like. We don't want to pick in this draft that's coming up right now with how little we have going on, and we want this guy. Who is this guy? Like, what is this guy all about?
A part of me like was such a big Connect fan that I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I was like, that was the Connect pick.
And I love Connect, but we should just traded Jeremy for that pick.
Yeah, but it felt like such a like kind of reach because it was like if this guy is not all that good and he's kind of mid, then what are we doing? We just could have taken someone. Like Connect, like Bub Carrington, who
Bub Carrington, for sure.
Like, what's the deal? And then I remember diving into it a little bit. I'm like, okay, this guy's plays some good defense. He's a pretty good shooter from 3 this year for his 4th year. And then I saw the contract that he just signed.
Yeah.
And I was like, we just picked him up just off a contract, and it kind of clicked in my head, like, oh my god, if this guy hits his bump this year, it's what people are saying. It's the best contract in the entire league.
It's because the best contract.
We are getting
Deni
Avdija not only at $15 million a year this year, he gets cheaper every single year.
I was just gonna say that. Every time you look at the contract, it's like you learn something even better about it. You know what I mean? Like it's a contract.
Like, it's 4 years. Oh, we get it for
in
3
more
years.
We're gonna be paying him less than we pay him now.
Yeah,
like that is diabolical. Is it 3 more years after this?
Yeah.
We have 3 more years. Oh my god, dude.
Like, I feel like we owe him. I feel like we should crowdfund him some more money by then.
Yeah, I know. I was
like a GoFundMe for Deni Avdija's like a birthday party. Like
I'll take a pay cut for Deni Avdija. I will
for sure send a couple checks Deni's way.
Yeah. And
the last thing I'll say on him is, and if you've been listening to the podcast, we're big defense guys, especially with this
humongous.
It is half the game in our eyes, at least.
Yeah.
But it is such a big part of what we're trying to do and where we're trying to build to start and then kind of figure out the offense later. Everyone talks about Tumani, Depoy Tumani. I'm not 100% convinced that Deni isn't a better defender than Tumani.
Yes! These are the kind of takes I'm looking for,
I'm not, because Tumani that's what he does, and I do think I land on Tumani over Deni if you put a gun to my head because because of the innate ability to get those offensive fouls drawn.
Yes.
It's such a like crazy That's his superpower, right?
He's the best in the league at it by a mile.
By a mile. Because of Tumani's superpower with those offensive fouls, at least that he's displayed this season, I'm gonna give Tumani the nod if you make me. But I want people to think long and hard about whether or not, as an on-ball post and transition defender, Deni Avdija is not better. Because
he's a better post defender for sure. I would give that to him 100%.
So good at defending people in the post. Tumani, as an on-ball defender, has him, I think, out on the wing, a little bit lankier and a little bit with maybe a little bit faster of instinct, I guess I would say.
When it comes to defending point guards, Tumani
has
that's kind of what he has. If you take any other position, like any wing, I think they're pretty equal.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like Deni guarding, I don't know, LeBron.
Yeah.
Or Tumani guarding LeBron. I think they're pretty close. But where Tumani has that edge is he's really good at defending like LaMelo Ball, Trae Young, like those kind of guys.
Putting them in a box, as you said.
Yes, those smaller, quicker guys. Yeah. The shadow, dude. He's the shadow.
The shadow. I love the shadow. I think this season, not many people would have come to this part and been like, Deni Avdija is the shining bright spot for everyone. You and I were people who thought he actually could be that part, and he's, like you said, exceeded even that. So, Deni, cheers. We're glad you're a Blazer. Glad you're gonna be a Blazer for a while longer, and let's hope your name ends up in the rafters up here.
Oh, dude, this is the most important rafters you can be a part of.
Yeah. One day your number could be up here, Deni, and
dude, that's beautiful. It really is. Imagine let's say imagine we're still doing this in 10 years or whatever. And it's like we have an announcement to make.
We have to change it. I hit a button and a number changes.
That'd be awesome. Or just like gets added to our personal rafters. That's what this is. Well, it's our personal rafters.
Yeah. If Deni keeps playing the way he's playing, he'll get up there pretty damn quickly. But 6 more games in the Blazers 2025 season. We'll see how they go. We're technically still alive. Brad thinks we're gonna make it. But I mean, I think it will kind of get close, and we'll rip off some wins here, and then everyone will go ooh, and then everyone actually will not go ooh. They'll go, oh, fuck you, stop winning.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're gonna keep watching because that's what we do. Because the Blazers are cool.
The Blazers are cool.
So
they keep getting cooler.
Hit us with a follow on our Twitter, on our Reddit. Like the video for us. Give us a comment. Tell us who your favorite Blazers all time are. Whose numbers would you have in the rafters up here?
Who's in your personal rafters? Great question.
Who's your Mount Rushmore? And don't forget to subscribe. We appreciate all you guys. Go Blazers.
Go Blazers.